Edinburgh Fringe day 2, and this has comfortably been the most fun day I've had since I've been up here. Uh, I booked two other gigs outside of the best in class. I knew that I was definitely gigging at least 3 times that day. The first show was uh, for a guy called Shea Burnley, a promoter called Shea Burnley, promoter and comedian, sorry. He's originally from Oldham, but I think he lives in Liverpool now. He books a lot of, well, he puts on a lot of nights, or a couple of nights over there. That's supposed to be really good, like specifically black comedy nights. I think the brand is the Alternative Black Comedy Cabaret, something like that. So, yeah, that was like a midday show. It might be like 12 or 1 o'clock, I can't remember. Bumped into Adam Anwar, I was on there, who I have not seen since I've been up here. So, yeah, good to catch up with him before the show. He jumped on, did his set, did well. Same for me, jumped on, had a good time, good audience interaction. And then I had to shoot from there. Me and Adam are actually going to go get some food. I've literally not eaten a meal since I've been here. I've just been eating like sandwiches on the go. And I think this one mum is actually probably call me panicking. So yeah, we were going to go grab some food, but then I remembered, because I was rushing around the night before, I'd actually left my car around the corner and I needed to move it. So I left there, jumped in my car, and then I've driven to yeah, that's how you know you're living in the slums. Police van's now stopped. Where was I? So yeah, so I jumped in the car, and then I found like a park and ride where you can drop your car off like up to a week and not have to pay out. So I was like 5 miles out of the way, so I've driven to that, dropped the car off, got my bag like over my shoulder with all my stuff in for the week, and then got a bus back into Edinburgh. Come back to the hostel, sort of unpacked some of my stuff, and yeah, I think I relaxed for about half an hour, try to wind down before gearing up for the best in class and flying and all that. So I then headed back towards the Three Sisters, Maggie's Chambers, which is where the show is, and I met up with a gang again, formed again with Kelly and Amanda, Kelly Rickard and Amanda Hersey, and it was there last night. So it was a really good show, but it was pretty bittersweet because we'd had a good time over the past couple of days. So it was sad to see them go, but the show went well. I think we had like, I want to say 16 pre-sales, which means obviously you should at least get 16 people in the audience. And we just flyed it. Amanda's really good at that. I felt a little bit more confident. I started to find I found a good tactic sort of what to do. Like Three Sisters has got this like open courtyard, live band and stuff like that. It's where people go like just to hang out, not even if they're going to see shows. And I just sort of stood on the outside of it, by the entrance. And when people were heading inside, my sales pitch was just like, "Oh, are you heading inside? Oh, well, here you go. There's a flyer here, free award-winning comedy show at 7 o'clock. So like, if it was 6, I'd be like, if you're heading inside, by all means, like you've got perfect amount of time. I can sit down, relax, have a drink, get a bite to eat, and then come up to the show. And it seemed to work. Like I said, we had 16 pre-sales done, and I think we had like maybe 40 people in, and it was good. Obviously, Saturday is always going to be the busy day, always going to be like super rammed with it being peak weekend. But nice one, that. I forgot where I was. Just had to knock the cleaner out. Yeah, so we had the pre-sales and 40 people or so turned up, and it went really well. Amanda hosted, sort of opened. I went next, and then Kelly went on after that, which was good. Does anybody know how to hide a body? Yeah, so I think I was saying Saturday's always going to be the busy night. So obviously there was 102 on the Saturday, and then Sunday, like obviously Edinburgh were visibly a lot quieter. Obviously, people probably just came up on a Saturday. But yeah, we flyered and we stuck at it, and we had a good turnout, around 40 people, so that was really good. And then this is where the night got like a little bit more fun and interesting. So I was just finishing up there and having sort of like a goodbye drink with Amanda and Kelly, and then I got a message from fellow comedian Jimmy Shirley, Scouser. Does anybody know how to hide 2 bodies? Nah, he was sound actually. He was one of my hostel mates. Yeah, he sounded like a nice lad. He said, let's go for a drink in a bit. Where was I? Yeah, so I got a message from Jimmy. Jimmy was like, oh, I'm just having a drink at this Dragonfly where I performed the night before. He said, you fancy it? And I finished my show at 8, Best in Class finished at 8, and my next show was not till 11:20. So I said, yeah, why not? So I've flown over there, sat down with Jimmy, it was just Jimmy there, and we must have put about 4 pints away. And then just having a good, like, you know, like a good crack, good laugh, just telling stories. Like, we've only met briefly, we know each other on social media and that, but like, we're just getting to know each other, and it was hilarious. And Jack Kelly turned up. Jack Kelly and Jimmy Shirley have got a show together. So we had another drink there, and then we started heading over to where the show was, and it turned out there were a load of other comedians that we knew, like all the Creatures Comedy Club from Manchester, all them comedians. And I know most of them. So yeah, we just met up with them, and then just night went on to the next level. And then the best show was there, that one. Basically, the premise of the show is you're on stage for 5 minutes, and it's called Absolute Chaos, run by Stu Kennedy, I want to say. Scottish guy, long wiry hair, just like sort of Billy Connolly vibes. And yeah, it was amazing because like all the comedians knew each other, so everybody got on stage and you just got roasted. Like the audience just started screaming insults at you, and obviously you could go back and put them down. So there were Eddie Midgley, Jimmy Shirley, Jack Kelly, Ethan Smith, I think that's his last name, Dom Hatton Woods, and Kev O'Brien, big old Kev O'Brien, all went on, and it was just hilarious. So other comedians as well, and it was brutal, but amazing at the same time. So that was sick, and then we just carried on drinking from there. Then we went back to Three Sisters, which is like, that's where the Best in Class show is, in one of their rooms in there, in Maggie's Chambers. And that was just me, Eddie, and Ethan, and then we had a few more drinks in there. And then I bumped into Tasha Kluski, who was doing Best in Class the following day. Like, she starts her run then, and she with another comedian from down south. Tasha's Essex, and she with Jen Nolan, who's from London, and we just started drinking, and I did not. So I was just with them two all night, and I did not get in back to the hostel until about 6:30 in the morning. You know when you're walking home and the sun is up and you essentially want to kill yourself? Those were the vibes that I was having on the walk back. Like there's a thing that's called a walk of shame, and that's usually after you've had sex, but this was just like a walk of disgust. So disappointing. But although it was a good crack, got to meet some other comedians, talked about his favourite comedians, favourite specials we watched, and it was a belter. And yeah, that was day 2. Amazing. Let's see how day 3 goes.